Howdy folks, friends and family across the globe, and welcome to another entry into Dead or Alive, where I explore worlds of MMOs, days long past, to see how they're holding up. Are they active? Can they be played from a solo player perspective? Are they worth checking out? As with most of the games, all the games actually, the series I'll be looking at, they'll be free to play. Some have cash shops, some don't. Will I do more than one video outside of Warhammer Online? I haven't really done that yet. Maybe I'll go back and revisit a couple, but hopefully you enjoy them. Make sure you check a link in the description if you're looking for the site to download these games. Some of them can be found on Steam as well. I should probably do that too. Anywho, do not do tips, tricks, guides, walkthroughs, speedruns, 100% trophies, or achievements. Play games for fun. But the idea behind it is mostly just to hang out. Whether you use this for background noise, you use it to see if these are games you might be interested in playing, or what have you. Whatever reason you devise, it's up to you, because it's called YouTube, not MeTube. Everything's unedited, unscripted, completely unprofessional. That's by design and choice. It's a lot of work. Hats off to those that do that kind of stuff, but not so much here. Unlike the other games, these games won't be getting a Ryan's Ring review system because, again, the whole purpose of this series was to kind of highlight these games in a genre that I remember thoroughly enjoying, but have kind of fallen out of style. Excuse me, don't get excited, folks, just super coffee. And they all bring something different to the table. Most importantly, they all kind of came out within the same 5 to 6 year release window. It's important to note because that means they were all trying to do something a little bit different. And I think in a lot of cases they succeeded. Before we go and create a new character, it's no fun to hop onto one that I've leveled up already. The Secret World, or Secret World Legends as it got rebranded, was a game done by Funcom, who I played a lot of their games from Anarchy Online, Age of Conan, this one, and some other stuff they made. Where the trailers still hold up really well. The idea is you've got 3 different factions, part of different power groups. This is a world where Lovecraftian entities mix with local legends and myths, ancient, mythologies from like Egypt. And it all collides. What if all of it was real? Aliens, monsters, the creature under the bed, the being from outside of reality trying to break in. Well, that's kind of the gist of the Secret World. Some of the best questing that I have ever played in an MMO came from this game. Much like Age of Conan, they did a lot of focus on storytelling. Characters, spoken dialogue by NPCs. They really tried to interweave this story through the main game, and I think they did really well. Of course, the earlier part is a bit more memorable than the later sections, but you'll see as we go on. Anyways, I will not be making an Illuminati, because that was the 3 factions. In the end, the faction you picked didn't matter so much as the character type you build. And they kind of switched how you trained and leveled a character up when they made the switch from the Secret World to Secret World Legends. I did have 2 other characters, but I deleted them just to keep it fresh. We're going to jump into it. I had a great tutorial. Alright, so I was an Illuminati. We've got the different videos here. I'll do little videos. Let's do a separate recording. I can do these videos. Upload them. But basically, you're good monster hunters, bound by tradition, ancient order. Illuminati is all about power, control, and the dragon, which they were more about the art of chaos, realizing that there's a weave and a wheel, and it isn't about stopping or breaking as much as it's repairing. So we'll go with the Templars. You got a decent amount of character options for The genre, right? What's this? Mouse controls customized. You know, male, female. Short, tall. Alright. I got an idea of what I'm going with here. This is one of the few times I will actually mess around a little bit with character customization. That's fine. Actually, I think that hit the nail on the head, huh? No. God, no. I actually had that hairstyle for a little bit. Alright, yeah, eyebrow, I guess. That's fine. I think his eyes are blue. Could be wrong. He was beardless and makeupless. Okay. Clothing, hat. Would he be wearing a hat? I don't think he would be wearing a hat. Wow, those are huge sunglasses. Now, another thing that kind of set this game apart from a lot of the others at the time was it was like contemporary, modern day. We'll go with that, I guess. Oh, you know what? We could have done like a Silent Hill thing, made it James, right? Let's go with that. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I don't... I couldn't quite make it the way I was thinking of. Well, he'd definitely be like a shoe guy. Alright, so what do we got? Starter class is a Ravager, combine Raw Fury with Ritualistic Power. So their weapons primarily are going to be Fist and Blood Magic. Now, all this really matters, or the only thing that matters here is it's what you start with. Because eventually they made it so that you could venture out into every single kind of... Really, once you start getting going in the game, you don't have to worry about it as much. I guess we'll go Punisher. I couldn't quite find one I was looking for. Well, I mean, Assassin would work too. Generate rage becomes more than... Yeah, we'll do Punisher. Alright. You know what? I won't name them exactly. see, he's part of the modern-day Belmont clan. And in we go.
Developments in Tokyo, where the military is maintaining a heavily guarded perimeter around the site of last month's terrorist attack. The Japanese government has stated that an unidentified radical political group released a biological agent in the Tokyo subway, less than 1 kilometer from Orochi Tower. Although the area has been evacuated, there have been eyewitness reports of activity inside the perimeter, including ongoing fighting between Orochi security personnel and armed civilians. Authorities are denying these reports, and the military has barred anyone from approaching within 100 meters of the temporary perimeter.
You will see the end of days. You will see the dawning of a new age. To be a monarch or a beggar. To lose everything or to become a god. To stand with us or against us. The choice is yours. Remember this.
If you're familiar with Hunter the Reckoning, it's kind of like a juiced up version of that. In fact, this is pretty close to what a White Wolf video game would have been like. One of the better ones. I mean, Hunter the Reckoning games are okay.
Closer, child.
Alright, so if I remember, I believe this is different slightly.
The world
Or it
trembles.
might be the same.
You must learn or be swept away. Haste.
That's right, there was like action combat ruling and everything. Okay. Last minute with the shotgun, dealing 5 damage. Okay.
The dead are rising to the silent song. Destroy them. Basic abilities are as effortless as breathing, but power abilities draw upon your reservoir of energy. Lay the dead to rest. Silence the call.
Yeah, this is different from what I remember.
Be mindful of the voices.
Listen to the voices that whisper in your sleep.
There's story segments contained within regions. There is stories intertwined with factions, and there's an overarching story. Again, that is something that they did pretty darn good with.
You must learn focus and control.
Yeah, I don't remember.
The Watchers will
this,
intervene
but
only in dreams and only once. Every weapon becomes a unique focus for your abilities. The shotgun is as mercurial as your mood. Every shot a ballistic grab bag of munitions. Every shell an echo of oneself.
And that's the thing. Each weapon had very different mechanics to kind of mess around with. Fires shots, crit is increased by okay, so that's.
Speciality Spotlight. Shotgun. Reloading your heavy munitions. The shotgun is loaded with 6 shells. Using any shotgun abilities will expend these shells. Once all shells are depleted, every shotgun ability will be replaced by a reload option for a randomized shell type. There are 4 types of ammunition. Armor-piercing shells reduces the defense of your target. Depleted uranium shells deal a large amount of bonus damage. Dragon's Breath shells apply significant damage over time effect. Anima-infused shells cause your attacks to restore a percentage of your health.
Okay, so let me point this out real quick. When the game first launched, there wasn't a lot of information. They created an in-game web browser that was supposed to be like the internet within the world itself that you would use to try and solve and look up information and investigate, because there's a lot of different types of quests in this that you wouldn't see in other MMOs. Spoiler, one of which you have to learn or know Morse code. Another one required you to actually look up the history using this internet, in-game internet, to see the history of the area you're at and kind of look for clues to find solutions and clues to answers. I just said the same dang thing. To the puzzles. They also had platforming ones, which was kind of the weaker part. There's also videos for every weapon, and like I said, every weapon type uses different mechanics.
The Rakshasa have also come to heed the song. Have pity, but spare them no mercy. They were once like you. The world shakes, the dead rise. You will be tested.
So being a horror game, or someone that loves horror, having a game very focused on horror. Totally there for it. And not quite at the same level as Age of Conan. The gameplay is a bit more mechanically engaging. You have a dodge roll, you have a jump. Like I said, there's platforming segments, investigative segments. And you know what? The game does look pretty good still, all things considered. This guy was one of the trailers that was really cool. In fact, it was a trailer for the Templars.
Revenants do not follow the call. They follow death. You cannot leave this place while it lives. Be agile. Be confident. Your life depends upon it.
Here we go. Avoid enemy attacks. Now, from what I do remember, they did make this more solo-friendly. Did the revamp. Control R. Alright, we get a talisman, patron bonus. I am a lifer. Okay, so similar thing as most other MMOs, right? You have pet sprints, emotes, abilities, dressing rooms. Allows you to equip your items here. Different weapons are going to work a bit differently. I remember I like the claws. But every weapon set from what I remember had, I think I was claw elementalism when I started, and then I maxed out every weapon on my main character. Oh, God, I love this. I know I say that with every one of these that I play, but I don't have enough time, hands, or people to play these with. That's kind of the reason I was trying to do this series, is maybe encourage people to pick them up.
Make the right
The more the better.
choices.
The more the merrier, not better. SP and AP, we'll get to that. That has to do with upgrading your abilities and your trees, and your stats.
Fighting eternal darkness is a fool's errand. Wisdom is the light that drives the darkness away.
So you press Alt, by the way, to free up the mouse. X is sprint. That's right.
The torch, child.
Okay, so this
We
is
speak
different
in
from what I
metaphors because
remember.
alien minds cannot decipher them. Your path will be equally puzzling. Wisdom must be your torch.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta check, make sure that's not the cat getting in trouble. Alright, sorry. Yeah, so, I remember a subway mission. Maybe they are specific to each faction. It's been a while since I played the other two. Or maybe I just misremember. It's been a long time since I played through the tutorial. Oh my word. Hold on. This is gonna suck. This is also the one and only MMO I got my brother to play. And back when it was more of an MMO, so back when it was Secret World Legends and not the Secret World or whatever it's called now. Or no, back when it was called the Secret World and not Secret World Legends. I've been trying to get them back since, but and this is just a minor example of what I'm talking about with the puzzles, right? I'm assuming we're safe to walk on these because of the pictures. I always felt this game was very much a single-player game that they kind of fit into an MMO mold. But considering the setting, a huge fan of horror, Lovecraft, horror movies, horror games, this scratched every itch, especially in a modern-day setting. Magic.
You are with the chosen, but you must choose for yourself.
So, you're into supernatural, you into, I don't know, what was that one? About the different mythological gods in the modern day. You into White Wolf? If you're just into myths and legends across the world, because they did pull heavily from actual myths and legends as well. Oh, that's the cat. Hopefully nothing important's happening. I'll be right back. Settled. Ugh. Once again, everything is unedited. It's going to be completely unprofessional by design. So what do we got? Those marks, little man, and so this is going to be easy, obviously, because it's the very first one. Tutorial area. Now, do I have to do it in order, though? Yes, that's what it is.
Even if this is
So if you're a streamer, Twitch person, YouTube person, looking for a horror game to play, recommend you throw this into the bin during the month of horror. You could count. Mouse and keyboard. I don't know if there's gamepad capabilities.
They are the cats prowling at the walls of reality. You are the mouse. It is best to remain unseen. A clever mouse creeps carefully to avoid stepping on a trap.
This I do not remember.
It's not my place to intervene, but then...
Oh, wait, no, I do. At least this part. And again, in MMO where jumping matters.
Where the cat walks, the clever mouse will walk unseen. A mouse cannot defeat a cat face to face.
Oh, he saw me. He saw me through the pillar. So just stay out of the AoE, I guess. Three, 6, 9, 1. Okay. Yeah, 3, 6, 9, 1. That's what we need to do. And there's tons of stuff like this. Gravity. I won't spoil too much, but you'll visit places like Egypt, I think somewhere in Central America, maybe, Africa, and Japan.
Talismans can protect you, strengthen you, and focus you. But they cannot save you. Nothing can save you, but the choice will set you free one way or another.
There was PvP in this, but it was garbage. It wasn't fun at all. It was just... Okay, so... The Illuminati, I remember at least. Maybe even the dragon go through a subway. And then you meet up here.
Hurry. We have no time to spare.
Shouldn't we consult the Council of Venice first?
Now is not the time for argument.
What was
These are
that?
people from the trail.
Something's coming out of the ground.
Go! Go now!
He is...
Don't hold anything back.
Be mindful of the voices that they speak.
Mindful of the voices that
They speak the truth.
They made a game or two based in the same universe, single player, but they're like walking simulators, so didn't care for those too much. You know, learning more about their powers. I think the bees give you the power. I remember.
Good afternoon. Are you... From the look of things, I guess that question is moot. Bee problem? There's a lot of that going around. I represent an organization headquartered in London, a very large organization with branches across the globe and connections in every government. Although we see ourselves as a silent partner. We pull strings, big strings. Prime ministers, presidents, kings. Dark days are coming. The world is in turmoil and we're recruiting. Soldiers, agents, adventurers, crusaders. And we offer good terms, a fresh start, a network unlike any other, unlimited resources, a fantastic medical plan, and a way to harness and use your incredible powers. It may be a big transition, but look at it this way. This is a unique opportunity. You have been chosen. You have been granted powers beyond what most can imagine. So you can either be an outcast in a world that will never understand or accept what you've become, or you can join others like you. Take a stand against a rising darkness, and embark on a journey into the unknown, into the hidden places, into the secret world. The choice, as we're so fond of saying, is entirely yours. But know this. Your emerging powers will attract plenty of attention, and not everyone is as accommodating as we are. On your own, you'll be easy prey. You might not last a week. This will get you where you need to go. There are instructions inside. Use it or don't use it, it's your prerogative. You won't see me again. I trust you'll make the right decision. By the way, our organization is called the Templars. You may have heard of us. We've been around a while. Good day.
Now, usually what happens is you go to a place, they send you off somewhere, kind of XCOM style, right? They're like, you need to go here and take care of this. You go investigate this town or the pyramids or something, and then you come back to the HUD, or your main hub, and they have extra missions, faction specific, that they want you to complete too. But for the most part, this is where people would socialize.
Can't let you through without authorization. Look, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's not.
All right, lads, D.I. Shelley. They're with me.
And the Illuminati was, I think, New York,
Do us
and I
both
forgot
a favour
what
and
the
don't go
story
flashing that letter around out here. The boys on the cordons haven't been briefed. As far as they're concerned, this is all just heightened awareness after the terrorist attack in Tokyo. But I don't deal with the bureaucracy. I deal with the truth. About the secret London. About the Templars.
Seoul, South Korea.
I'd say, I hope you know what you're getting yourself into. But you have no idea. Even I only get as involved as I have to, for the sake of us little people. You've seen it on the news. The Tokyo incident. That's what happens when your new crowd lets things get out of hand. Not here. Not on my watch. That's the deal. That's always been the deal. You'll be safe inside, Eldwick. Go see one of the prophets prophesying up the road by the tube station. They'll fill you in on the kind of crazy you've got ahead of you. Best be prepared. My sincerest condolences.
Okay. Map. Waitress Forest. Agartha. Okay. Go to the tube station. By the way, that is not your video.
In some literature on the morning light.
Personality test.
Welcome to the Morning Light personality test. Let's analyze your true being. The questions are designed to peel back your constructed layers. Please answer as openly as you can. Let's find out who you really are.
Cutlery is a marvel. Which following would you most rather not do? Sit through poetry, join a book club, see psychiatrist, go to a baseball game. Sit through a poetry reading. When was the last time you cried? Can't remember. Which city would you most like to visit? Tokyo, Montreal, Warsaw, Bangkok. Tokyo. City would you least like to visit? Montreal. What would make you the most anxious? First day of a new job, waiting in line, speech at a wedding. Making a speech at a wedding, that's always been rough. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Exactly where I want to be. Which one would most interest you? Obscene wealth would be nice. Which color best represents? Blue. You're burned with secrets. You feel that you cannot trust those you work for. They ask too much. No love. No warmth. No love. Isolates you from your fellows, and time begins to isolate you from yourself. Oh well. Okay. So that was the first tutorial area. Now this, to be honest, this place is pretty dead so far. Now these are all characters that will eventually unlock missions and quests and other things you'll have to do, right, if they're named. But first glance, the game's looking pretty darn quiet. Especially compared to the last two we did, which was Warhammer Online and Age of Conan. There was still activity. Chat was still moving.
So late to start recycling, to go to raids to save the gorillas, to catch out those Anansi sheds. There's a storm coming. Mondo storm. Paint your glass houses shut. You don't have to take his word for it. This is a warning from the sun. It says it's old and tired and scared of death. It says you've lived as young gods for too long. Spoiled children who only need to wish for something and it'll come true. Well, those days are gone now and won't be here again. Sorry! I'll show you how it all goes down through the medium of unreliable narration. A vision of the future. This could be your lucky day. Tomorrow and all the ones after, not so much. It's a hot, wet day. You ever notice how the apocalypse always comes on a wet day? There's the smell of warm air and stale piss. The atmosphere is electric. I mean, actually electric. Sparking off the tracks, lifting and snapping your hair. A voice over the speakers that you don't hear. You itch. The black signal sounds. Lights out.
Okay, so maybe that tutorial was the same for everyone. Alright, I remember this. That's right. This is giving us the overarching story of what's going on. The black signal. At least that was for like part 1.
It's all shut down. Kaidencho, everything. From the park to Arachi Tower.
SDF quarantine. Good news for Tokyo, bad news for us.
I thought the dragons thrived on chaos.
Someone once told me the Illuminati had all the answers.
They're saying a bomb. It's never just a bomb.
Something worse. Something that brought the filth with it. So we fight. That's what us Templars do.
I enjoy a good fight. It's just these trousers are bloody velvet.
Sarah! Thank Gaia!
New weapon, sledgehammer. Alright. Build a rage when dealing or taking damage. Again, every weapon tends to have a way to give health back.
Speciality Spotlight. Hammer. How to generate rage. While using your hammer, all your attacks and all attacks against you will generate rage. When your rage meter is full, you become enraged. Use these power abilities while enraged to consume your rage and gain additional bonuses and effects.
I can't remember if that's how they were on the original launch, but... This. Okay, passive skills. Anima, allocate anima, something that'll come later. You can set up different builds. Unlock new slots using currency that you grind out. That's this. Select hammer to purchase first hammer building. Okay, and each one has like 3 different trees. Yeah, see, so this here tells you all the different pistols have these weird like chamber combination stuff, like its own little mini game. Yeah, that's right. The assault rifle has like grenade launcher types. Cooling and heating abilities for like your elementalism. Chaos magic was interesting. Same with Blood Offering. But yeah, it was fist because you got like Wolverine claws. And of course, swords or katana. And each one of these has 3 trees that you can go down and re-equip and unlock. So on and so forth. So protection by 20,400. Rocket pod. So there's a lot of variability, and then you can mix and match once you unlock these weapons. Right? It costs AP to unlock a new weapon or these types of currency over here. Suppression. Oh, that's right. You can only have one basic ability. I'd rather use the shotgun for AoE. Alright. Open the gate. I remember they come through here.
Watch out! How many have they got in there?
It's gone viral so fast. If this gets out into Tokyo...
It doesn't. We stop it here, whatever it takes.
Okay, let's re-equip that shot. I'll have to figure out what. Oh, maybe we have to purchase that basic ability.
Let's do this. Take like all the other occult samples, right?
We really have to stop meeting like this.
Don't let it get on you. Don't even breathe in.
It's reacting to us. Like it knows we're coming.
This stuff can't think. It's a cancer. Cancer doesn't know you're coming, it just is. New plan. Fight chaos with chaos. Keep the bastards at a distance, then take them out.
That's your plan?
Well, it's a plan.
You've got points, Sarah.
And you do have to manage. You see the 15 right here? That means you can swing it 15 times. It uses 1 energy. Some uses more.
Incoming!
And you have to wait for it to rebuild, or you'll get access to it.
We're gonna need to use some heavier powers. Don't hold back, right?
I was pacing myself.
Listen, Sarah. You have to find Zuberi. We'll hold them here. Make a stand.
Okay, so and then each of them has their own passive skills. So there's a lot to upgrade. A lot of different paths you can go down. Evade rating, hit rating. These are stat bonuses. You want things like hit and power, if I remember. If you want to do damage, or attack if you want to do damage. Let's see what this does. Additional 5 physical damage for each target. So the more targets we hit with our spray attack, the more damage it does. What's the gadget do? Heals you or an ally for 80. Okay. And there's different gadgets for different things. Damage and buffs, debuffs.
The cavalry has arrived. Even where the filth corrupts, Gaia's power endures. Take it into yourself. Breathe it out. Will this broken body mended? Good. But even Gaia will be tested by what is to come.
Making a stand wasn't working out.
Yeah,
about that. This ain't looking much better, to be honest. Now is not the time for argument.
Told you you wouldn't hear that.
Well done!
This is still kind of like a tutorial.
Something's coming out of the ground.
What the bloody hell is that thing?
Oh, Princess Mononoke.
Watch out!
I picked
The gate's opening!
Shotgun.
They're not stopping!
And they will not stop. This is all to hold us back. Top marks for effort. Someone has to push through. This confusion may be all the time we have.
Someone? Go! Go! Look out! It's all coming down!
And we haven't even gotten to the first actual area yet. This is still beginning tutorial stuff. We'll probably end it once we get there. Leaves a little bit of something for y'all to check out. God, I forgot how much fun the game was. If you like the MMO style of gameplay, right, with button rotations and everything. Honestly, I love Age of Conan, I love City of Heroes, I love Warhammer Online, but when it comes to like the aesthetic and the style and setting, this is the one I think that had the most potential. And for years, a lot of us were clamor for them just
You
to
look
make
like
it
you've just seen the end
single
of the
player.
cosmos, mate.
Basically can.
I know the feeling. We're on the edge of it, and it's time to play your part, scene. Me and you, we're blood now, yeah? Templars for the win and that. Never mind. Looks like you've got some training to do before you're ready for your first kill. You want to do what your letter says. Go speak with Sonak at the Templars gaff. It's not far, you can't miss it. Honest, it's unmissable.
Clothes shop, buy new clothes and outfits and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure most people are probably, if there are still people playing, they're probably in Agartha. Seems to be the place. Oh, there are these little things too hidden out around, not just here, but achievements and legends, right? That kind of tell you and have their own progressions that unlock. They kind of fill in the backstory for things. So you can see all the different factions. Phoenicians were a group you joined, I think, in the Egypt era, or maybe the one after that. Groups, people, of course, the bestiary. All the type of Gribblies, soldiers of hell. And you can kind of go exploring for those little tidbits. They're kind of hidden around in a lot of places.
Aren't you a little short to be in the temple?
Please don't trip any wards in here. The smell of sulfur.
It's not for nothing. I think they give you like little bits of experience and everything too when you pick them up.
Illuminati and Dragon are everywhere. Blue flick think ships and all that.
Come in. Come in. I'm very pleased you can follow directions on the back of a card. It is the basis for us getting along famously. Of course, with an establishment like this, we're practically in the yellow pages under Crusaders. Richard Sonak. So, you heeded our call to arms. You have questions, I can furnish you with answers. Some answers. To begin with, you haven't strayed into some atrocious Dan Brown airport paperback. We are not the Knights Templar. That particular appellation went out in the 1300s along with page boy haircuts and burnings at the stake. No, we run a 21st century, well, let's say a forward-facing organization, but one with its strength in ancient bonds of tradition, in loyalty, in blood, and, to be perfectly frank, in a sizable private army. Our firm guidance is needed to save the world from itself. We have kept the matters of squabbling secret societies and loathsome dimensions discreet. Until the shadows began to peel back across the globe, until these darkest of days came upon us. Now, the evidence is on television for pity's sake. We are at war. Might will make right, and it will fall upon us to judge the correct application of might. It falls upon you as a soldier of the Templars. Show me that you have the will, and we can teach you the way. Your remarkable powers can be honed and controlled, at least to less disastrous effect on property values. There is a private training area which we have reinforced for just that purpose. Come back and see me after.
Alright, so this is just gonna...
May I help you?
Once again, I think you can... might be able to change your weapon here. Yeah, let's do the Crucible. Yeah. That's right, there are some platformings. And you can sit.
Here, you'll need this. It's how you get your instruct. From now on, this is the most important room in the world for you. It's a place where you can try out.
Initializing field performance module. DNA encoding recognized. Syncing. Sync complete. Field performance module online.
The envelope. Where's the envelope? Oh, down here. Alright, so this is just to get us geared up with better weapons. Oh, look, we get access to all these. That's right, and then you could do this to give experience to upgrade your weapon. strengthen existing one. Sacrifice a talisman to strengthen existing talisman. Yeah. Alright, this is just getting us geared up. I forgot all about this, to be honest. Okay, so, sledgehammer, these are the claws. Chaos focus is for the chaos weapon, so.
You'll find a diverse selection of weapons for you to practice and get comfortable with. Work hard.
Also, if you're a fan of like Constantine, this is very Constantine-ish inspired. The Illuminati guy, the one we saw in the tutorial.
The time has come to discuss your upcoming excursion to the colonies. I'm afraid it's business, not pleasure. Recently, a small island community on the New England coast dropped off the map. You can disregard the tiresome government cover-ups. There are dark forces at play. Solomon Island is a rock with infamy. In the past, it was trafficked by the Illuminati before they joined the rush to New York. You should be aware that we have history with the Illuminati, acrimonious history. Of course, under the flag of truce, we have spat and made up, and now we are the closest of enemies. All smiles above the table and drawn knives beneath it. Illuminati are reckless and cannot be relied upon to clean up their own messes. We must find the root of whatever doom has come to Solomon Island. But let me stress that this is not a rescue operation. Should there be survivors, you cannot announce that you've been chosen to deliver anyone from evil. Joan of Arc did, and look where that got her. Our goal is the salvation of all mankind, not on a case-by-case basis. I understand that may stick in your throat, but, well, halos are fading all over town now that there is so much more at stake. Leave as soon as you can. Your travel arrangements have already been made at the Eldwick Underground. I'll be in touch.
All right. Of course, you can talk to learn more about the different factions, the different people.
Don't let your guard down. The war on darkness begins at home.
Pestered by people. I miss the days when people would just call. Where are we at? There. Best way to go would be down here. Cut through, I guess. I'm not as familiar with London as New York. Oh look, a little another one of these. It feels really good to play this again. Again, I'm sure if we go down, yep, see. You just go explore a bit, you'll find a little bit more, and then you keep exploring more, and then you eventually end up hundreds of miles away from where you started. I don't want to do that though. And I think this is, yeah, it's locked until later. So usually what happens is once you clear an area, so after we get past this New England area, we'll have story missions and stuff we have to unlock across London. So we'll use Agartha. Yep. I think this will lead us to New England. Agartha being what, that mystical underworld place beneath the earth that has portals that connect to different places and things. I think this was added in later. Can't remember.
Hello? Yes? Now this
But this is where most people
Earth,
hung out.
Agartha. I do hope you're not here for the local service. It's running somewhat tardy. And by my watch, it's 100 years overdue at 1/4 the hour. Judging from the cut of you, you're more of a world traveller. Well, you've come to the right place. This underground realm, like the great British rail system, is the very model of efficiency. Agartha's thoroughfares sprout from the Tree of Life and connect back to the surface. Distance and time bend in here. Why, you can cross the globe in a brisk walk. Of course, it's perfectly safe. And no one's entirely sure how it works. Quite bedeviled, the science boffins, but I'm assured they have their top men on it. Top men. Now, you'll need one of these. Mind your fingers. Thank you. Fascinating devices. Fortunately, there's still enough to hand out like sweets. Consider it your anchor to the hollow earth.
That's it, hollow
It can return you here in a flash, proverbially and quite literally. Well then, onwards to the New England coast. What?
Town portal, basically. And sometimes they use, or you ever see it? Open it right click to learn how to teleport. Okay, that's right. There would be world bosses, for example. That would sprout up here. We go through a portal and fight some big world boss, from what I remember. Alright, looks like we finally ran into some people. It is a holiday event when I'm doing this, so. That's why it's festive. Auction house. And there's places we can explore and again look for like the legends. That's Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3. In fact, Zone 2, if I remember, ended up having, what's his name? I'm looking it up. Jeffrey Combs doing some voice work. And that has a very It kind of feel from where. Alright, we're going to Kingsmith. But this is where we're going to leave it off at. The mystery of what's going on here and what we have to deal with. Daily challenges and everything.
Faction rank increase. Congratulations, novice.
Portal back. This is where you'll respawn Animal Wells whenever you're defeated in combat. But I won't spoil what's going on here. Well, we'll hit this up real quick. Because I accidentally triggered it.
Oh, don't worry, kid. You haven't gone back in time. I just happen to be the last of the cowboys. Got your southern welcome right here. Mesquite beans, Texas style. Good ought to face evil on a full stomach. Name's Boone. I'm a troubleshooter. You and I need to have a powwow before you continue your little crusade. You Templars may be taking the high road, but just watch you don't get saddle rash from the high horse, okay?
Dialogue will be
sure,
slightly
it can
different.
Be divided in purpose, but we gotta stand united against darkness. This ain't my first rodeo. I know we're gonna need all the unity we can get. Don't mean to say you stepped into hell, but when the wind blows west, you can just about smell the brimstone. All we know is death and fog came from the sea, or someone brought it back with him. If I was a gambling man, I'd put money on that someone still being around. Bunch of survivors holed up in Kingsmith town. Follow that main road and the sound of gunfire, you'll come to the sheriff's office. Kid, whatever your reasons for being here, you find out what those people died for, and you bring a reckoning.
Full zombies.
Yeah, this forest crawls. Gets my fingers itching for two matters.
Oh crap!
One,
I forgot. Yeah, recording.
The other, figuring out a way to keep them down. It ain't right.
After
the way
this,
the
I'll
dead
call.
walk the earth.
So then I don't spoil.
They deserve their
more
6
than I
feet,
already
same
have.
as everyone else. I've sworn to keeping guard here, and you've got places to be. Nothing's stopping you from culling the herd as you go. Hell, figure out what makes them tick and how to make that ticking stop, and I'll buy you a beer at the apocalypse. So go on, kid. Saddle up. The end of the world waits for no man.
So zombies. Alright folks, we're gonna call it here. Not too far, obviously, but this is basically when the game starts and where it starts at, and then, well, hopefully you pick it up for yourself. So what we've seen, is the game alive? Yeah, you can still play it. Is it active? Well, we've seen some players, but it seemed like everyone's kind of, what few we did run into. I don't really see a whole lot of movement here. They're probably endgame. But the most important question is, can you play this solo? And I can answer that yes, you can play this solo. Even the dungeons, when they did the revamp for this game, they tried to make it more solo friendly. So if you're looking for something like Knights of the Old Republic, you know, these type of single player RPG games, third person, but with an MMO gameplay, Secret World Legends, perfectly playable solo. for the vast majority of the content. I remember running through some of the early dungeons that they revamped solo, and not having any issue with it. I will leave a link in the description. This, much like Age of Conan, is also on Steam. I don't know how it would work going through Steam, probably very similar. But connecting you to where you can download this if you're interested. It really is one of the, not even MMOs, just one of the better ideas I've seen in a video game with what they were taking, with all the myths, legends, and giving you this world to play around with and experience it. Hunting monsters. Got a little bit of gameplay with the shotgun and the hammer, both, you know, adding a nice bit of variety to the gameplay loop. But again, you can unlock all the other weapons, save up some AP. AP's not going to be hard to get. And then go a different route if you didn't want to play with it. And then mix and match. Maybe you want to do shotgun and magic or claws and hammer. It's all possible. Alright, folks. Thanks for joining me for this Dead or Alive. I know that was bad and off key, but look at MMOs. Alive or dead? Are they still playable? Most importantly, can they be played solo? Well, not final verdict, but first glance, is it populated? Not really. Is it alive? Yes. It's very much still alive and playable. Most importantly, you can play it solo. To my subscribers, y'all stay awesome and you have an amazing day. Or if you prefer, stay amazing, have an awesome day. Drive by Rubberneck Computers. I'll catch you next time. Until then, folks, y'all have a good morning, a good afternoon. Have yourselves a very good night.